Welcome, everybody, to All About Articulation, where we do a deeper dive into the articulation of some of your favorite action figures while glossing over things like sculpt, paint apps, character history, because I suck at that. And there are already so many great reviewers on YouTube who do that already, so I don't want to waste your time. This week, I'm on the road, I'm traveling, I'm visiting family. I'm on the other side of the country in California, yay. So I'm sitting in the guest bedroom here, and I brought along a couple of action figures just to keep me entertained because, you know, I'm a big kid at heart, and I'm traveling with action figures is always tricky. But I put them in a little travel bag like this. I don't know if you can see it. And it was just funny going through airport security. I was just like thinking that they're gonna see, you know, all these toys in my luggage through the X-ray machine. It was funny because I had my toys, my wife had her toys, if you know what I'm saying. Adult joke. And everybody's traveling with toys, right? So why not? Okay, I'm just gonna jump right into the articulation. Not gonna waste your time. And if you want to then hear my final thoughts on my spiel, stick around to the end. All right, so right off the bat, we're gonna go into articulation. From head to toe. You can look up this much. You can look down that much. 2 points of articulation in the neck, in the lower neck, and of course, the upper neck. Can't look too far up. That's about it. That's how much you get down. Look down, and then utilizing the upper and the lower neck articulation, he can look that far down. And then utilizing the upper and lower neck articulation, he can look that far up again. Not much. The hair does sort of get in the way. It is a very, very soft plastic, almost like rubber. So it's not gonna get, it's not too hard. It shouldn't affect the articulation too much, but because it's so thick and because of the collar of the gi, you're not gonna get too much movement. So that's about it. All right, so we're gonna move into the shoulders. He can hit his T-pose. He can go that high. No, it's just a T, folks. Just a T. Not much of a Y going on, but that's okay. Shoulder can go all the way around. We know how that works. Bicep swivel goes all the way around. We get how that works. Double jointed elbow. He can hit that far, really, really nice. He's got two hands, the closed fist and the open claw hand. Both of them are, I forgot what this is called again. It's just the upward, downward motion. I think it's called abduction, adduction. And it goes all the way around. Really good stuff. He does have the butterfly joint that's hidden in the gi, with the gi on. That's about as far back as he goes. And with the gi on, this is how far close together he can bring his arms. So from a bird's eye view, that's how close he can bring his hands together. Now, of course, can he throw a fireball? Well, let's see, all right? Because Ken, Ryu, they're fireball throwers. So this is what it looks like throwing a fireball. I'm gonna get it with the gi on. It's gonna be like this. You could fudge it a little bit. If you add a little bit of push, you can get it like that. Let me put him into a fireball stance. Hadouken! Like that, all right? So yeah, it's good. It's really nice. In terms of the character-specific articulation and posing, he can get there. But it does take a little bit of cheating, as it were, because you're gonna have to like maybe squeeze it together with your hands as you make the pose. Because once you use some human assistance, he can hit that fireball throw, that Hadouken throw, very easily. But once you let go, it'll sort of his hands, you slowly sort of separate, right? So that's not that good. He's got 2 points of articulation in his abdomen. He's got the ball joint, the lower ab, and a ball joint, the upper ab. This is how much he bends with utilizing just the lower ab crunch. He can get this far down, and utilizing just the upper ab crunch, he can get this far down. Utilizing it together, he can get that far down. All right, backwards, he can go a little bit further back. Just the upper ab, he can bend backwards that far. Utilizing just the lower ball joint, he can go that far. And together, he can go back really far. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do this again without the gi on, just to show you. And listen, if you know or have the Jada Toys Ryu body, that's not good. Okay, close the camera. All right, what am I saying? Oh yeah, so for you guys who are familiar with Jada Toys and have the Ryu figure, this is the exact same body as the Ryu figure. Nothing new here, but I figured I'll just go over the articulation regardless. Without the gi on hindering articulation, he really does look like He-Man in pajamas, doesn't he? Like if Prince Adam or He-Man went to bed at night, this is exactly how I imagine he would look. He-Man with pajama pants. That's Ken Masters. But yeah, without the gi on, he can hold that fireball pose much, much better. See what I'm saying? Okay. This gives you definitely a better view of what the butterfly joints can do for you. He can go far. That's how far back he can go. And this is how far forward he can go. And with his elbows locked, can he cross his wrists? He cannot, but he can definitely touch hands. So that's really good. I like that. Okay, and once again, without the gi, here's his ab articulation, utilizing just the top portion. That's how he far down he can crunch. And utilizing just the bottom articulation, that's how forward he can crunch. And utilizing both upper and lower, this is how far down he can go. All right, now with back extension, upper, that's how far back he can go. Very nice, actually. As with most action figures, especially in the domestic lines, like I noticed that a lot with McFarlane Toys and Jada, figures can usually bend backwards, do the back extension a lot more than they can do the forward crunch, which is so anatomically incorrect because, and this is just a pet peeve of mine, I wish manufacturers would stop doing that. Just anybody, stand up right now. Stand up straight, bend forward, bend backwards. Tell me which motion gets more range, right? Of course, we can all bend forwards more. Granted that you don't have any sort of, ailment or disability. I think most human beings can bend forward more than they can bend backwards, unless you do yoga or gymnastics or anything like that. So, utilizing both upper and lower abs, that's how far back you can get. It's a heck of a back bend. All right, now let's move down to the lower body. He's got ball joints over here. He can do a split. Perfect. Let's see him do the Glenn Webb split. How far down he can go with both feet flat on the ground. Oh, the sun came out. Yay, sunny California. Okay. That's how far down he can go. He can do a very, very nice split. Let's get him with his feet flat on the ground. There, flat. Really, really nice. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. This is how how high he can kick with a front kick. This is how far back he can kick. That butt piece does hinder the backwards motions. So that's how far back, which doesn't bother me. I don't really care. I think that's fine the way it is. All right, let me turn that off. No, leave that on. There is a thigh swivel that'll go all the way around. We know how that goes. Double jointed knee, and this is how far up it goes. It's very, very tight. So one thing that I do notice, especially with the Ken and the Ryu figures, is that you're gonna have to use, I used a lot of shock oil in here. So right out of the box, open it up, either use some hot water or use some like a blow dryer, a little bit of heat. Always, never a bad idea to heat up your figures before articulating them. And I put a little bit of oil in there for some long-term, long-term ease of use. And this is how far he can bend his knee, almost kick his own butt. He's got a ankle swivel that can go all the way around. Not ankle swivel, sorry, boot cut. Go all the way around. He can kick that far down. He can kick that far up. I mean, ankle, toe point down, toe point up. He's got the pivot. Very nice. Overall, all right, that's the articulation. Now, final thoughts on this guy. Love it. Love it. A+. A+. Jada Toys, you're killing it. You guys are one of my, if not my new favorite toy line. I didn't bring my Ryu or Fei Long or Chun-Li. Dalsim and M. Bison just came out. I'm hunting all over the place like a madman for them. Can't find it. I got it on pre-order, but the schedule come out in July. I gotta wait till July now for those two. And drooling as I look online at everybody else with their pictures. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the four that I have, Fei Long, Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, all home runs. All home runs. Jada Toys, your Street Fighter line, you guys are batting 1,000 right now. I would love to see Jada's attempt at like the Marvel license. But of course, Hasbro has the Marvel license, right? They got the Marvel Legends. But maybe DC, I don't know. You know, I would love to see Jada's take on DC figures. Because right now, nobody has the 6-inch domestic DC license. Listen, I don't know how toy manufacturing works. I'm not an insider. I've never dealt with contracts and licensing, any of that. I'm talking completely out of my you-know-what here. But it just seems to me, as an observer, that there are different tiers of licenses. There is the 6-inch license versus the 7-inch license, and they can coexist, a la Marvel Legends. They're 6-inch, but you have Marvel Select, 7-inch. They're both domestic lines, and they can both coexist because they do not occupy the same space. So they can coexist, right? And then you have the premium lines like Mezco. Mezco also has the Marvel license, or they have the rights to make 6-inch Marvel figures. So that doesn't interfere with Hasbro because Hasbro is the mass retail line, right? $25 figures versus Mezco, which is like 100 plus. So they do not overlap. And then you have Mafex. They also have a 6-inch Marvel line, but they're, foreign. They're foreign imports. So they don't overlap with Mezco or Marvel Legends. So there's a lot of different tiers going on. So specifically speaking, you have Jada domestic figures, Jada, at mass retail, $25, at 6-inch, which nobody has right now. McFarlane, they have the 7-inch line at, domestic 6-inch mass retail at the $25 price point. That's empty, right? Nobody has that right now. It's wishful thinking on my part, and I don't know the legal ramifications and the details. Maybe there's some, obstacles in the way that I'm not aware of, but man, if Jada can make Batman figures and Superman figures and Wonder Woman, I'm sold. So who is this figure for? Figure for leg lock. No, who is this figure for? This figure is for, obviously, action figure lovers. This figure is for Street Fighter fans. This figure is for anybody. Oh my God. Got to turn the bicycle around. Anybody who loves good toys, good quality toys at affordable prices. And what they can do at the $25 price point is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The articulation. I've not seen this type of articulation from a $25 domestic mass retail action figure line. I don't know, since ever. I don't know. So yeah, kudos to Jada Toys. You got a fan in me. I'm buying everything. Anything Jada Toys releases that's akin to their Street Fighter line, the Street Fighter figures, I'm down. Yep. So hope you enjoy this. Don't like, don't subscribe. I don't care. Thumbs down this video for all I care. Just, use it for whatever you need. Hopefully it clears up some confusion or answer some questions about Ken Masters. And if you have any questions, drop a comment and I'll answer it. I try to answer all questions. I try to, have a discussion. I'm just a regular dude who likes toys. I'm not trying to make any money off this. All right, this has gone long enough. Goodbye, folks.